Hi, welcome back. My name is Dalita McKinney, and this is the podcast through Pumpage Network, and it's Mindfulness with Dalita. Last week we did mindfulness, and it's not all that exciting, but it's very, very important towards meditation and different life experiences and things that go on in your life and you feel. So it is important. But today we get to do a few other things that are kind of a little bit fun, but you'll probably question what the heck they are. The first thing we're going to go over is grounding. Well, okay, grounding. That sounds like it's electrical, right? You have to ground things or you get electrocuted. Well, you know what? It's kind of the same way with your body. You have to ground. Even if it's just taking off your shoes in your house and running around barefooted, that's not a bad way to ground. You're releasing energy, you're releasing negativity through your body. When you have shoes on, especially the ones that are not leather on the bottom, or a natural substance, it doesn't let it flow. My favorite way of grounding is going out and standing in grass. I also like to pour a little water over my feet, but that's just me. It actually helps you let it go. Just let things slide and let things go. So picture yourself right now standing in grass, okay? It's warm outside, you just went outside and it's shady and you put your feet in the grass and how it feels between your toes. Okay, this is grounding. This means that you're letting go of everything and it feels wonderful. So if you do it this way, it's great. If you're inside and you feel tile on your bare feet or wood or anything, that you have in your house, experience it, okay? And be mindful of it because that's always good. But it's really a wonderful way to start to balance yourself out. It's very important. So with the grounding, why? Why is it like electricity? Well, it's the balance and the zapping. So remember about the balance, that's what we're trying to get, okay? And you're trying to get ready for meditation, so you're trying to let things go into the earth. If you're barefooted in your house, just visualize all the negativity going down and out your feet and into the surface, and it blows in between the cracks and things like this. And that's perfect because then you're prepared for our next step, which is centering. And centering sounds a little obscure, but centering is a major part of meditation, because what you're going to be doing is ignoring everything else around you, all this chatter. And I have a couple experiments that you can do if you're willing to do them. I tell people, here in Barcelona, there's no problem because you can just go outside and stand in the street and just stand there. And there's so much going on that what you're trying to do is you're blocking everything out that is around you. You're closing it off, okay? And little by little, it'll seem this close. Everybody will seem this close, and pretty soon they get further away. And pretty soon you don't hear so much of the chatter. You don't hear so much of the clicking on the sidewalk. The same thing for like in America, since you really don't have the hubbub in most of the cities, is go to the mall. I don't know too many places that malls aren't accessible. So, accessible, excuse me. So go to a mall on a Saturday and do the same type thing. Now, if you feel kind of funny about closing your eyes, because I like to close my eyes for a little bit, but if you feel funny about that, just go ahead and leave them open. At first, everybody's going to seem right close, all right? And pretty soon, it's going to be out further and further to where you can manage yourself. You can manage your little bubble, your little area, okay, your cube. When you're in that cube or the bubble, everything else is pushed out. And when it's pushed out, you're there and you're alone, which you want to be when you meditate. So that's what you're doing, is you're taking away and practicing on taking away all the noises around and everything else, all the things that usually make most people uptight. A lot of people don't even like going into crowds or things like this. And if they knew how to center and ground, they would be able to a little bit easier, actually quite a bit easier. So that is one thing that I really want you to work on, is the centering, okay? And get rid of all that. If it's in your house, go ahead and turn up the TV a few notches. If you got kids, great, let them run around and play, and stand in the middle of it and start to block it out. Well, if your kids are old enough. Start to block it out so you can get your space. It's so important to have that space that's quiet, that is yours. And you can achieve this. It can be achieved. I know so many people that said, there's no way that I can ever meditate because I can't get the quiet. Okay, well, the quiet isn't only around you. The quiet is actually in your brain too. So what you're going to be practicing and focusing on is not only getting rid of that chatter, but getting rid of this chatter. And you have a lot of chatter. I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to get milk, I got to do, the list goes on. Even if you're replaying a song, excuse me, within your head, it's still chatter, which the song isn't as bad. But if you have the chatter of, I've got to do this and I've got to do that, let's try to separate it. Let's get that out, get it out of the bubble. And thoughts are always going to come into your mind. I mean, we can't help that. That's normal. Okay. But when you're meditating, let them come in and you'll notice it, and then just let it flow on back out. Okay. And the next step that we're going to be talking about is the breathing. And breathing is so important that you can't even imagine the significance, because it is your lifeline, for one. For two, it is going to control how you actually are able to reduce the chatter in your head, reduce chatter around you, and also to relax, which we'll get to later. But right now, breathing. A lot of people like to breathe in through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. That's what you normally see and hear about with meditation. This is how you're supposed to do it. To be 100% honest, the only time that I breathe in my nose and out my mouth is when I'm really frustrated and I'm wanting to let it go. And that's when I take a breath in on a count of 4 or 6, hold it, cha-cha-cha, let it out for 2 more than you let in. So let's say 4 in, 3, hold it, and then out for 6. Now, when you're doing this, you do not need to do it through your nose and out through your mouth. That is just I don't know, it's a concept that came from somewhere. I mean, who knows? But it's not comfortable for everyone. And one thing that is highly important is being comfortable within your meditation area, okay? So what you need to do is think about breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. Just concentrate on it. Like when you're laying in bed and you're trying to go to sleep and all the chatter is in your head, breathe it in, breathe it out. Concentrate on the breath. Concentrate on breathing. Think about how it feels. We very seldom do, unless you have asthma or a breathing problem, but feel it. Come in and go out. Feel it. Fill your lungs. I breathe from my diaphragm mostly, so I feel it there. Everybody's a little bit different. What I really want to get at, though, is you don't have to breathe through your nose and out through your mouth. However, if you are a mouth breather, for whatever reason, a deviate septum, maybe you have a cold, what have you, breathe through your mouth only. There's no restraint. If you're a nose breather, breathe through your nose, no restraints. It's what's comfortable. You have to make it your own. And you have to embrace it. It's highly important to do that. So, 4, 6. Now, this is to relax yourself. You don't need to do this all the time, because I'm not going to ask you to count while you're laying in bed and trying to get used to everything and stuff like this. You don't want to be go 4, 3, 6. Okay, you don't want to do that. Basically, that is just to calm yourself. Get your breathing under control. You do it maybe 3 to 5 times, and then you breathe normal. However you are comfortable, whatever is your comfort level, like let's talk, laying down, going to sleep. If you breathe through your mouth, if you breathe through your nose, think about the breath. When things start coming into your head at night, I have a heck of a problem with that, so I have to do this. I think about my breathing, and I only think about my breathing. Now, this is also good if you have anxiety and you start feeling anxious. Concentrate on the breathing. Okay? Just concentrate on your breathing. Nothing else is around, because your brain is really working on thinking about you breathing versus it being an involuntary motion. Okay? You're making it a voluntary. So use that and use it to your benefit, because when you incorporate that with centering, things are going to go further away from you. It's going to really span out. Okay? Things are going to become further away. Your mind is going to become a little bit quieter. It's going to be under control more. You're going to feel serenity, actually. If you're doing it and you practice at it, it's not going to happen the first time you try. I'm not going to lie to you. It takes a little practice, but you can manage it, and it is wonderful, okay? So when you're grounding, if you want to breathe through your grounding exercises, be it around the house, in the kitchen, please try it, because it is amazing. The feeling is overwhelming. It makes you feel, it puts a pop in your step, it makes you feel better. It raises your esteem, it raises your stamina, it raises all these things because you're able to block things out that aren't necessary in your head. They're gone, okay? They may float in and let them float out. Just breathe, concentrate on the breathing. Bam. Okay, I grounded. My centering. Now, I wonder how that affects it. So go ahead and try it in the mall. After you've tried the first part of the centering, go ahead and try it on the street if you're in Barcelona or New York or anywhere where it's a big hub. Vegas would be a good one. Wherever you are, concentrate on that with your breathing now. And when you're doing that with your breathing, it's actually amazing because you're concentrating on the breathing and you are unaware of things going around you. It's blocking it out. And that is the part of meditation that is so important, is to have a clear mind. But the problem is how do you clear your mind? And it's mostly with your breathing. I really am adamant about breathing. The only way that I can go to sleep at night is to concentrate on my breathing, because I'm one of those people that have the chatter in my head all the time. My husband, he turns the chatter off, no problem, goes right to sleep. It drove me crazy and never understood how. He has a little key somewhere or a button, and I thought, well, how does he do that? And it took me years to actually accomplish meditation to where I could focus on my breathing and get rid of those chatters in my head. I find that if you can manage this, you can manage a lot more throughout your life. And we're going to be going over different areas here next time that will help when you are practiced with your breathing. It's very important. Like I said, it doesn't matter how you do it. Okay. I actually want to give a shout out to a friend and also have you give her a call. She is a clairvoyant. She also is a Reiki master. Her name is Lisa Courtney. Her phone number, she prefers you to call, is 632, and that's in Spain, so that's a 3-4 in the beginning. So it's 632-079810. And she's really wonderful. And if you give the code Lisa10, you'll get 10% off of her services. So I just wanted to let everybody know about that. So now, are we breathing? Yeah, we're still breathing, but while I was talking, you weren't thinking about breathing. So now, think about breathing for just a second. Okay? And like I said, when I breathe through my mouth, that means I want to let it go. I'm stressed. I've got things on my mind, and I've had it. There's, my cup runneth over. I'm done, okay? And so I really have to, I mean, sometimes I blow so hard that my dog is freaking out. So if you need to do that, do it and relax, because it's really wonderful, and you can do it before bed. I firmly believe this, and it has been proven that the breathing is really important. So until next time, grounding, okay, barefooted, centering. Let's get rid of the chatter through our breathing and see if you can do it without the breathing first. So we want to do those things, the grounding, the centering, and the breathing, and practice that for next time, because then we will be going on And with all my love and wellness, until next time, I will be seeing you. Thank you.